Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Palworld. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get a hold of a bunch of high-grade technical manuals, which are very important late game because you need the additional points. So what is a high-grade technical manual? It's actually something that you can use in-game, and then you consume it, and it gives you a technology point. So you can see this is what it looks like right here. A book that contains secrets of amazing technology. Use it to obtain a few technology points. Now, they will give you a bunch of technology points and you can farm them, which is kind of cool. So 22 points overall, basically meaning you can unlock every single thing in the entire game, which is super useful because once you get to the later game, some things start costing like 5 and you only get 6 points per level. So basically you need to go around and get a hold of these things, because especially once you start unlocking things like the Astagon saddle and stuff like that, these are very important because you can see how quickly we lose those points, and you don't have enough points unless you're harvesting these. Now, where can you find a bunch of them, right? Because that's the important part. Now, the best place to find a bunch of these high-grade technical manuals is to actually go to the Pal Islands or the wildlife sanctuaries. It's also a place where late game you will find your access to your legendary pals like Astagon and things like that. And there are 3 of them on the map. So there is one right here. This is the upper one right off of the actual sand dunes. You can take this one and then kind of just go over here. There's one in the bottom middle right over in this section. And then there's one in the upper left corner right over here. This one is my favorite to go to because I don't know why. I just always seem to find, this is one of my playthroughs, I always seem to find the best luck when I go to this specific island, because you can find a whole bunch of chests. And by the time there's 3 layers to it, you go 1, 2, and 3. And when you hit all 3 of those layers up, you typically find, I don't know, 10, 15 chests. Plus the fact that there's a whole bunch of valuable resources on this island, like the special flowers. You can get a whole bunch of stuff. Now, each layer has its own stuff. Now, technically speaking, you have to be careful of the PIDF, but the PIDF are not something to be concerned with on this island just because they're so bad. They really kind of need to improve them and buff them a little bit because they don't hit you at all, so it's not even really scary. So. But anyways, there are lots of things you can do to get those high-grade technical menus. You do those first 3 little rows for the chests themselves. And then if you go to the little, like, I don't know if we want to call them the sun-looking things on the backside, but that's what I'm going to call them. If you go to the sun-looking things on the backside, you can actually, on each one of these, usually there'll be a chest. I think that's an egg or a chest right there. But they essentially have loot drops. Yep, that's a purple chest. So, usually these will be where you can find those high-grade technical manuals, and you can get like 5 or 6 per time you go out there. So it's 5 or 6 points per time. Yep, there's one right there, high-grade technical manual. And that is how you get them. Now you can go across each of these things. There's usually some up on the back of one of these as well. So you can get a bunch just by moving around up there. But the spines are typically a good way to find some. I think is that a chest? No, it's just a little bit of an angle. It looks like a chest, but not quite. Yeah, so that is how you get a ton of these things. And I've farmed, I don't know, probably 10 on this island in the last hour or so. And you can just run back there and basically despawn everything by leaving the island, wait about 15-20 minutes so things can respawn, and then come back, and then you'll be able to get all of the stuff you just didn't get the first time, or that you wanted and couldn't get a hold of. And yeah, so that's how you do that. But I haven't seen any on these spines. Usually you get 2 or 3, but maybe it's because I haven't left the island officially yet. And then if you can't get them on these spines, you can go up the backside. There's one right there. And come on, open. That one is a dark skill fruit. That's unfortunate. Didn't want that, but you know, you can, it is what it is. So you can go up the backside of this, and there will be chests. You just have to spot them, and it's a little bit more difficult when you're going up like this. Just due to the fact that there's so many ledges and stuff like that, it's hard to see. But if you do spot them, just land, grab it, and then move on to the next one. They can spawn all the way up at the top. I have seen them go up that high. Not as common, but possible technically. One thing you do want to be careful of is if you hop off of your creature inside of one of these things, you will render inside of the zone, rendering your character basically dead. So you'll have to respawn. But yeah, so that's how you do it. And a bunch of them will be on this front side, but hopefully this video helps you out. And if you don't mind, smack that like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm, and then consider subbing to the channel for some more helpful videos. All right, Teach.